Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. I want to talk a little bit about recruiting because this was making the rounds yesterday. 5-star wide receiver Carnell Tate back in Knoxville watching the baseball game with Coach Josh Heupel. He also had some conversations with Donde Plowman, also had some conversations with Danny White. Is 5-star wide receiver Carnell Tate one step closer to pulling the trigger and becoming a Tennessee Volunteer? When you go back and look at the On3.com recruiting prediction machine, Tennessee has been sitting around 60% odds-on favorite to land the wide receiver out of IMG Academy. But what does this visit mean? Can Tennessee create momentum in recruiting? Once again, we saw it when Nico was on campus. Can Carnell Tate be that guy? Can there be a follow-up? Can there be a Carnell Tate effect? Because Tennessee has a huge recruiting weekend coming up at the end of the month. We'll get into it. We're going to talk about it. As always, do me a favor, go ahead and smash that like button just below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy. If you jump on this channel every day to watch a video and you don't hit the thumbs up, what are you doing? Hit that thumbs up. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. This is for the fans, by the fans. We are fans just like you. So if you enjoy this content, make sure you subscribe, click that bell for notifications. Let's jump into this. It's an article from On3.com talking about 5-star wide receiver Carnell Tate visiting Tennessee. The article goes on to say here, IMG Academy 5-star wide receiver Carnell Tate has been trending towards Tennessee in recent months, according to the On3 recruiting prediction machine. The Vols did host him at the end of January for an unofficial visit, and then last month for his first official visit of the year. Now, some of you guys have asked in the comments before, what's the difference between an unofficial and an official? Well, official means the school is paying for your travel, your meals, etc., etc. There's different rules in place. An unofficial visit, that means it's on your dime. And again, there's some other rules as far as what you can do with the team or getting on the field or different things like that. But the bottom line is you get one official visit to Tennessee. Now he's back on campus for the second time within a matter of 5 months on his dime to spend some one-on-one time with Josh Heupel. And that's the whole reason for this visit because, you know, again, there's a big recruiting weekend coming up, end of the month, Memorial Day weekend. It's not just for anybody. You can't just show up for this visit. It is by invite only. There is some top-tier talent coming on to Rocky Top Memorial Day weekend. We'll get into that again in just a second. But Carnell Tate has a 7-on-7 tournament going on in California that weekend, so he's unable to get in. But he wanted to meet with this coaching staff one-on-one, have kind of a low-key visit instead of the big hype, the lights, the fireworks, and all that type of stuff. The article goes on to say here, not surprisingly, it coincided with the same weekend that 5-star quarterback Nico Iamaleava was in town. The country's number 3 quarterback has been pushing hard for the team, for the duo to team up in Knoxville. Tate didn't have any more scheduled visits to Tennessee on the docket, but it appears he to be back in town this weekend. Posted a photo of Tennessee's baseball game on his Instagram. There you can see the tweet from Austin Price lurking in the shadows with his cell phone, hype watching Vol baseball with Carnell Tate. The article goes on to say, in addition to Tennessee, Tate has taken an official to LSU and also has another scheduled with Georgia for next month. Ohio State is another major player in his recruitment, but having been on campus there multiple times, he said it's unlikely he sets an official with the Buckeyes. Now, I could see this thing wrapping up. I could see that visit to LSU getting canned, the visit to Georgia getting canned. I think this thing is down to Tennessee and Ohio State, and it's starting to feel like a decision could come sooner than we expected. Now, Chad Simmons here of On3 goes a little bit to talk about that here. Last month, that a commitment decision should come sooner rather than later. Here's the quote from Carnell Tate. I'm working to get it done in the summer. It comes down to my relationship with the staff, the player development, and my trust in them. Trust is everything for me and my mom, so that is a big factor to go with the chances to play in the NFL. Now, he wants to get to the NFL. Clearly, that's the goal. That's the end game. And when you look at what Josh Heupel just did with VAWLS Jones, That man earned VAWLS Jones some big-time money, moving him to the slot, getting him involved. We saw the numbers under Cornbread versus the numbers under Josh Heupel. Josh Heupel helped VAWLS Jones, not taken away from VAWLS Jones. He put in the work. He did the work. But Josh Heupel helped get him to the NFL. He can do the same for Carnell Tate. Goes on to say that Tate didn't want to rank the schools. There's some separation with the different schools. I'm higher on one or two. I would imagine that is Tennessee and Ohio State. He says, but there have been some changes up there. And again, some changes. Going into this thing, he's a Midwest kid. Everybody thought he was going to Ohio State. He comes down on the visit with Nico. Things change. Says, I'm not ready to commit, but I'm closer than I was last year. Now, I want to go back and talk about that recruiting weekend. Again, how big it was. Nico comes in town. Everybody meets Nico. Everybody's flocking to him. Everybody's talking about him. He goes back home, thinks about it, pulls the trigger, commits to Tennessee. And there was this buzz, there was this energy, there was some momentum. You go and you get Caleb Herring, the #1 player in the state of Tennessee. I think there is just a trickle-down effect when you get a big-time player, and that's exactly what Carnell Tate is. Can this coaching staff, will Carnell Tate, can they get him to pull the trigger before Memorial Day weekend? Because you got some big-time names coming in town. Who's going to be in town? Let's run down some of them. On the offensive side of the ball, Francis Mauigoa, the big 5-star offensive tackle. Tennessee trying to get him back on campus, or on campus for the first time, and I think that's when you'll really see the national perception of Francis Mauigoa and where he's going to end up start to shift. I like Tennessee's chances here. He's big buddies with Nico. I mean, it's a not a once in a lifetime, but this kid, 5-star offensive tackle, 6'5", 330. He's everything you want on the backside, protecting Nico's back. Couple of other guys worth mentioning that are going to be in town, because we've talked about Nico. We've talked about Carnell Tate. We've talked about Ethan Davis, the big tight end, stud tight end. You need a guy in the backfield. There's a couple of running backs that Tennessee's working, trying to get them in for the big Memorial Day weekend, and that is 2 4-star running backs in Jeremiah Cobb and Trayon Webb. Now, Trayon Webb seems to be trending more towards Florida. Can that change if they get him on campus for a visit? And again, I'll say the last names, Cobb and Webb. Does that do anything? Does that raise the hairs on your arm if you hear of a dynamic tailback duo back at Tennessee, Cobb and Webb? Think about the NIL opportunities if Jeremiah Cobb and Trayon Webb come to Tennessee. Think of what you could do with NIL for old-timers like myself that remember the days of Cobb and Webb. If you don't know, Google it. You'll figure it out real quick. Some other guys that are going to be in and around campus, hopefully on Memorial Day weekend. Shandavian Bradley, 5-star edge rusher. I like where Tennessee is at with that one. Him and Vic Burley are a couple of names that keep getting thrown around to be your defensive ends. Burley really seems to be trending more towards Clemson at this point. We talked about it last night on the NCAA stream. Never say never when it comes to the world of recruiting and Rodney Garner. But still, seems like Bradley is more Tennessee, but it seems like Vic Burley really starting to trend away. Some other guys that are going to be on campus, Rico Walker, like where Tennessee's at with him, 4-star defensive end out of Hickory, North Carolina, 6'4", 230. Good relationships there with the whole family and with Rodney Garner. So I like where Tennessee is at there. Jeremiah T-Lander, 3-star inside linebacker out of Gainesville, Georgia, will be on hand. 6'2", 210 pounds. Another guy that Tennessee seems to be in a good place with is Christian Conyer, 4-star athlete out of Bowling Green, Kentucky. He will be in town for Memorial Day weekend. Brandon Strozier, 4-star corner. This is a guy that I would really love to get. This is a guy, 6'2", 166, out of Georgia, 4-star corner. Really seems to be heavy Clemson. Can you get him on campus? Can you swing him? Can we talk some NIL? Can we introduce you to Spire Sports Group? Can we talk about what you can be at Tennessee? Another name I want to mention, John Slaughter, 3-star safety out of South Haven, Mississippi, 6'2", 192. Just a few names I wanted to rattle off that are going to be on campus for the big recruiting weekend. But again, the whole point is there is a buzz. When you see Carnell Tate, there's a buzz and an energy, just like Nico when he was on campus. This fan base gets excited. They show out. They show love. They love on these kids. They get on social media. Carnell Tate's very active on social media. You see more orange than anything else. Yeah, he'll throw some Ohio State stuff out there, but I like where Tennessee is at. Again, can they create momentum off of this buzz and excitement coming from Carnell Tate? Hit that comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Also, if you have not done so yet, if you're still here, if you're still watching, why have you not hit that thumbs up? Click that thumbs up real quick. Go check out the official merchandise of the Talkin' VAWLS Network. You can go to bonfire.com. bonfire.com/store/Talkin Vols. You guys know the deal. We got the new Beat Bama, Beat Florida, and Beat Georgia merchandise. Go check it out. Once again, bonfire.com/store/Talkin Vols. But that's going to do it for this. Appreciate you guys that hung out with me last night on the NCAA stream. Always a good time. We'll do it again Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m. But that is it. This is the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big